So, I just finished playing The Evil Within 2, and I have to say that this is the single most average game I have ever played in my existence as a gamer. It seems to be a game that has taken massive inspiration from lots of other popular titles and done a very poor job of it. That being said though, I had a very good time. This is The Evil Within 2, a game that you have played many times before. Part 1, story. In The Evil Within 2, henceforth referred to as 2-2, you play as Sebastian, kick open all the doors Castellanos, as he endeavors upon the journey of the worst daddy daycare day in history. You enter a simulated world of Union, a small Americana town where life is all sunshine and unicorn farts until it isn't. Shit goes downhill fast and we've been sent in to track down your daughter and get the fuck out before everybody kicks the bucket. Chuck in some hilariously stereotypical Japanese horror monsters and boom, there's your story. Now I say horror, and this game is listed as part of the horror genre, but in all honesty, it should be really labeled as a thriller. I don't know if this is because I've become jaded over my years of exposure to this kind of shit, but hey, to me this wasn't scary. Sure, it's a little disconcerting, but I have seen this kind of thing time and time again. I can't help but feel that Tango Gameworks played it incredibly safe in the execution of 2-2's story. You won't find any revolutionary or challenging story arcs in this game. From chapter to chapter, you pretty much know everything that's going to go down and how it's going to turn out. There's very little threat that actually matters and nothing at all feels important. Granted, there are a few story moments throughout the game that I enjoyed and some other elements were nicely executed, but this unfortunately was in the minority and everything else was just kind of meh. And going for a campaign runtime of 14 hours with all the side quests, this is incredibly noticeable. The dialogue between characters feels disconnected and there's not much chemistry between anyone and it shows. There's a part where I actually facepalmed and outwardly sighed because of one interaction between Sebastian and Tatiana.
I thought I was better than that. Disappointed!
Alright 2-2, 1980 called, it wants its references back. Even the main characters themselves are fairly one note, who can be defined using just a few words. Gravelly voiced alcoholic with a tragic past. Attempts to gain sympathy from the audience who doesn't really matter. Deus Ex Kidman, the soldier you unlock at the beginning of Fortnite. Sassy psychologist with a self-sacrifice complex. Cowardly weasel. Tech-savvy black dude. Gender politics major. From the villains and the companions to the developments of the story, there isn't much here that will make you as a player be shocked or conflicted. It follows the exact same path that you expect it to, and as I got further and further into the game, I became less and less concerned about how things would play out because I knew there was nothing waiting around the corner except another monster to kill. I had played all of these scenarios before in other games, and I'm afraid to say that the other games did it better. I had listed off the fates of the search team members before I had even met them, and I knew that instead of coming to a heart-wrenching decision about having to choose between saving your daughter, the people stuck in the machine, or your wife, it would all culminate in a very big, questionably what the fuck is this thing made of boss battle. I knew that in the end you would drive into the sunset and everything would be well. Until the after credit sequel bait, that is. It feels like a massive missed opportunity that Tango Gameworks let slip through their fingers. In saying that though, what is here isn't bad. I like what Tango has done with 2-2, but I just wish they had pushed the envelope a little bit more, and I wish they had taken more of a risk. But hey, coming from 2-1, anything's an improvement. Part 2, gameplay. Have you played The Last of Us? If you answered yes, then you know how to play 2-2. If you answered no, what the fuck are you doing here? Go play The Last of Us. Just like the story, the controls bring nothing new to the table. It feels like they lazily ripped the controls from The Last of Us and left it at that. You can sneak, shoot, stealth mode, hide, distract, and run away. That's pretty much it. For a simple and easy guide on how to play this game, if stealth fails, shoot the head or the glowy bits. Pretty run-of-the-mill stuff. I played this on Nightmare difficulty, and I have to say that the only times I died were to enemies who can insta-kill you. There seems to be a running theme of no challenge in games recently. Although, in 2-2's defense, it wasn't all a walk in the park. Taking the time to manage my ammo supply became increasingly important as the game went on, and juggling the need to use or conserve ammo with the extra cost of crafting it outside of a safe house was very well done. There wasn't enough ammo on the map to make me feel like a true red-blooded American, but there was just enough to keep me alive when I needed to go guns blazing. This balance was held pretty consistently throughout, and I think they did a really good job of it. Having bosses become a mob spawn in the map, however, is a really fucking shit thing to do. Once you kill a boss in an epic fight where more likely than not you will have expended all of your ammunition to kill it, the game puts the boss into the normal world map as a spawn. Why would they do this? They take nearly just as much ammunition to bring down as they did when they were a boss, and there are sometimes 3 or 4 of them roaming around. It broke the tension in the flow of the game, and it turned it into the most annoying game of hide and seek ever. In the early stages of the game, new, slightly tougher monsters were introduced naturally, some through cutscenes and some through map exploration, and this was great. In the distance, I would see a very tall, mist-shrouded figure screaming and twitching, and it was absolutely horrific. But all that natural tension and spookiness is ruined when you just see old chainsaw hand bitch face who you just killed walking down Main Street. Killing your enemies, whether it be shooting or stabbing, felt satisfying and fun, but got repetitive after the first few hours. You were given a fairly decent variety of weapons to use, but you weren't can't use anything except for the axes for the insta-kill, the sniper when you actually have ammo for it, and the second shotgun that you find. This is probably my biggest problem right here. The design of the weapons and how they interact with the enemies. In Dead Space, most standard enemies are able to be taken down with your bolt cutter, but there are variations thrown in that shake up gameplay and force you as a player to switch your playstyle. The game at least tries to force you to explore everything even though you know the best way to play. Unfortunately, 2.2 does not do this. Every enemy in game can be killed following these simple steps. Does the enemy have a hand axe? Kill it with your hand axe. Is stealth an option? Kill it with stealth. Are you really far away and you actually have ammo for the sniper? Go for the headshot. Most of the time it's a one-hit kill. Outside any of these, just aim for the head or glowy bits with your shotgun and you'll be fine. There is no need to deviate from this formula, and for a campaign that drags for nearly 14 hours, I just wish there was more that Tango could offer me. Part 3, graphics and sound. This game has to be the poster child of playing it safe. If the world of gaming is a classroom, then 2.2 is the kid who wears full body padding and armor for a game of badminton. The graphics would be revolutionary back in 2010, and the soundtrack could have come from anything. The only song I remember is the one that the creepy ghost lady sings, and that's just because she never fucking stops singing it. Everything from this game can be looked at through the lens of, oh yeah, I remember something similar in insert game here. Conclusion. I wish that I had more to say about this. I honestly do. I wish that I could go into depth about what the game did right and what it did wrong. I love doing that, and I know you guys like that too, but I would just be making general sweeping statements about every single game out there. Coming from The Evil Within 1, this game is an improvement of galactic scale, but you can't judge the merits of a sequel by how crappy the first game is. That being said, I had some fun with this. If you want to play a long throwaway game, then go ham. But if you're like me, and you're looking to play something more substantial, or a game that will leave its mark on you, then play something else. Thank you for watching.